Good morning and welcome to the morning show, Trojans, with Mr. Brenner and Mrs. Keating, with today's special guest, 2018 graduate, Richie Loggins, U.S. Army.
Good morning.
Hey, good morning. Thanks for having me.
We're happy
So
to have you.
excited to have you.
Thanks for joining us. So as always, please stop, stand, and join me in the Pledge of Allegiance. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Oops. Now please join me in a moment of silent meditation. Thank you. Okay, on to you, Mrs. Keating, for announcements.
All right. So today, Yearbook was looking for 2 types of photos during this round of virtual learning. Number 1, hunting photos. If you have any photos you'd like featured in the hunting spread, send them our way. Number 2, pictures of you being awesome at online learning. What's your setup look like? Send us a photo. 3, how are you staying busy? Are you doing anything cool or interesting during this virtual learning period? Working, learning a new hobby? Send it to us at THS Yearbook at troyareasd.org. Also, we have big congratulations coming to some of our NTCC students. So please congratulate the following students for your high performance. Mackenzie Bresna, Pre-Nursing 1, Jade Brown, Cosmetology, Haley Buck, Cosmetology, Gavin Kowick, Machine Tool Technology, Eli Crane, Building Construction, Cassidy Crawford, Pre-Nursing 2, Alan DeLosa, HVAC, Samantha Evans, Pre-Nursing 1, Connie Faust, Cosmetology, Austin Gormley, Information Technology, Patience Giles, Pre-Nursing 2, Morgan Harkness, Pre-Nursing 1, Paige Heath, Pre-Nursing 2, Clara Hoos, Cosmetology, Cody Johnson, Machine Tool Technology, Carl Kingsley, Building Construction, Lily Kellender, Pre-Nursing 1, Damian Landon, Machine Tool Technology, Corey McCaslin, Pre-Nursing 1, Ethan Nowakowski, Diesel Mechanics, Caden Putnam, Machine Tool Technology, Ciani Ramos, Food Production and Management, Jocelyn Riddle, Pre-Nursing 1, Charles Root, Machine Tool Technology, Nicole Root, Pre-Nursing 2, Zachary Sedabria, Information Technology, Joseph Schwank, Machine Tool Technology, Kelsey Smith-Share, Pre-Nursing 2, Nicole Swain, Pre-Nursing 2, Vanessa Thomas, Cosmetology, Ethan Benoit, Building Construction, and Jacob Wales, Welding. And Mr. Brenner, I should have asked this ahead of time, the Bold and Starred, are they higher honors?
Yes, congratulations to the Bold and Starred students as they're the top of their class.
Top of their class. So Cassidy Crawford, Alan DeLosa, Lily Kellender, and Joseph Schwank. Congratulations.
Great job. Moving on to news, the Trump campaign holds that Democrats stole the election. Joe Biden has indicated that he will select Ron Klain to be his incoming chief of staff. The chief of staff serves as an immediate assistant to the president to help solve problems before they get to the president and to provide advice to the president. It is considered a very influential role. Klain was Biden's chief of staff when Biden was the vice president. Klain was also the Ebola czar during the Obama administration, and this has relevance to his likely role regarding COVID in the Biden administration. Klain has been critical of the handling of COVID response by the current Trump administration. Today is the deadline for TikTok to either find an American buyer or be banned in the United States. TikTok is owned by a Chinese company, and due to security concerns, the Trump administration signed an executive order on August 14th requiring that the company be sold to an American company or shut down. TikTok has asked the White House for more time.
Mr. Brenner, what in the world will our students do in their free time if that happens?
I don't know.
We may need to get some money together to make sure that the integrity of TikTok is saved.
They'll start using email for their TikTok videos.
Maybe, there you go. We taught them how to do that now. Good idea. They can make up their own creativity at its finest. All right, in the sports world today, in the world of PGA, the Professional Golf Association, the Masters will take place this weekend without fans, and it was postponed from April. The Masters takes place in Augusta, Georgia. If anybody's ever gotten a chance to see it, it's beautiful. The Masters is one of the major tournaments in the PGA. Unfortunately, many of the college games this weekend are postponed because of COVID outbreaks throughout many universities. And a sad day for the Nittany Lion faithful today, as running back Journey Brown is retiring from football due to a heart condition, hypertrophic cardiomyopathy, which is a thickening of the heart muscle. So I know there's a lot of sadness around that. He's definitely a great player. So that's it.
All right. This day in history. This day in history, in 1867, Mount Vesuvius erupts. In 1944, U.S. fighters wipe out a Japanese convoy near Leyte, consisting of 6 destroyers, 4 transports, and 8,000 troops. In 1971, Richard Nixon announced the withdrawal of about 45,000 U.S. troops from Vietnam by February. And in 1990, Sir Timothy John Tim Berners-Lee, a British computer scientist, published a formal proposal for the creation of the World Wide Web, which is allowing us to have this morning show with you right now and to meet with our guest, who's all the way in Texas.
How about I made a really bad face after the second one because I thought you said U.S. spiders. I heard you really wrong. So that's why I made a really bad face, not because of the U.S. spiders, because I have a history with spiders, but that's a story for another day.
Yeah, spiders aren't great.
No. I'm learning to spray my door and windows down. It's a new thing I'm learning, my old age. All right, so the weather today, it's another rainy day with a high of 53 degrees. Tonight we're gonna see a low right at freezing and 32 degrees. And we're looking forward to the rain tapering off tonight and throughout most of the weekend. They're saying it's gonna pick up again on Sunday, but we're gonna enjoy the next couple of days, hopefully dry.
I heard that the hurricane down in the Florida Keys is doing some bad things and touching base soon, right?
It doesn't look great. It doesn't look great down there, which, like I said, makes me sad for my favorite place in the world. Key West isn't looking great right now. So as long as it's okay by the time I can safely get on a plane to go there, then we'll be okay. So I'm hoping for the people, because there's a lot of people down there that are seeing the damage from that. So
absolutely.
Hoping it's not too bad and it's a quick recovery.
For a COVID-19 update today, COVID has currently killed over 240,000 people in the United States. The United States set a new daily record yesterday. 144,000 cases were reported. The Midwest is the region of the United States that is currently seeing the worst surge. Banquets, wedding receptions, and gatherings are being blamed for the spread of COVID in this region. It said that it's not the events themselves that are causing the problem, but the parties and gatherings that follow the events. Now,
it'd be nice to get back to normal.
Yeah, we need to get through COVID. Now, here's what we've all been waiting for. We would like to introduce our guest today, Richard Loggins. Richard is a 2018 graduate of Troy High School, and he is currently a private first class in the United States Army, serving in Fort Bliss, Texas. Welcome, Richard. Thanks for joining us.
Hey, Mr. Brenner. Thanks for having me. It's really an honor to get on here and be able to talk about the things I've done to serve the country.
It's really
say again?
It's really an honor to have you. So
yeah, no, I really do appreciate you reaching out to me and allowing me to participate in this, because if anything, I'd like to see the future faces of America join the bandwagon and help protect their country.
We're really proud that you are one of our students. You know, it's been neat to see how successful you've been and the things that you've been doing. I know that when you were first starting at the school, I think it might have also been my first year, and I did see you a couple times in the office for discipline, didn't I?
Yeah, you did.
But now you're doing great. It's so great. We always talk about you as a great success story from the district. One of the things that I know that you did when you were here is you worked with our maintenance staff doing some installations of high-tech water fountains. So I want to show you a picture. Can you see the screen, Richard?
Yeah, I can see that really well, yeah.
This is one of the water fountains that you installed. And right now, all of the like fountain parts of them are turned off, but the bottle filler parts are still on due to COVID. So the fountain that you installed is still up and running, and it's keeping us hydrated during COVID. And I just thought you might enjoy seeing that. So I know that you worked with Mr. Blair and did a lot of installation kind of work and getting stuff done as part of your internship while you were here. And I thought you'd like to know that those fountains are still keeping everybody hydrated, even when we're not able to use the normal water fountains. So
you know, it's funny because where I work, there's a water fountain just like it. And every time I look at it, it reminds me of that water fountain.
That's really cool. That's really cool. So let me go back a photo here and just tell us a little bit. You're working on a Humvee there, correct?
Yeah, that's correct. Me and my one of my team leaders, we're doing a service on one of the Humvees. The operators, they wrecked it in the field, so we were fixing it up.
That's really neat. Tell us just briefly, because I think this kind of stuff is interesting. How is a Humvee, like that Humvee, different than a Hummer that you might see just driving the civilian streets?
So the difference between that Humvee and a civilian Hummer, you have different axles. You have a different motor and transmission. You have a different interior. Obviously, the interior for that is set up for combat. So you'll have armor-plated doors and armor-proof windows. You'll have a combat radio. You'll have a hole in the roof for the gunner, stuff like that.
Very cool. Very cool. Those look like some pretty gnarly, aggressive tires on that machine too.
Oh yeah, definitely.
Mr. Brenner and I were just talking about how we both need tires before it snows, and I learned really quickly being in the northern tier for any.
For leave for Thanksgiving, so hopefully I'll be able to come up to the area for Thanksgiving. But I'll be driving because my wife is too pregnant to fly, so I got to get some tires too.
Yeah. Yes, we're both in the market for tires. The northern tier is not forgiving on bald tires. We're not having that. I learned that quick.
Believe me, I know.
Yeah, so your wife is also doing great. She's also a former Troy graduate, correct?
Yep, she's also Army Reserve, and she's actually doing her reserve this weekend.
Very nice. And then you guys are expecting a child, and when is the child due?
Yep, she's pregnant. She's due January 13th, which is a day before her birthday.
Hey, well, we're so excited for you. We're so happy, and like I said, we are just like amazingly proud of what both of you are doing. So
well, thank you very much.
Okay, so going on through our photos here. Here's a couple of cool photos of you. So there's one photo of you holding a couple rifles and then some pictures of the terrain. So do you want to tell us a little bit about your gear there and the rifles and the terrain that we can see?
Yep, so the terrain that you see, that's in the first picture there with me in it, that's the McGregor range. That's where we go out to, qualify with our rifles. And actually in that picture, I was holding a buddy's rifle and I was just standing there and someone took a picture of me. It was like very spontaneous. I was like, heck yeah.
It's a cool photo.
I was going to say it makes for a really neat photo.
Yeah, it does. But the other two pictures there, the one I took off the highway up on the hill overlooking El Paso, and that last picture there on the bottom right is I took that yesterday so I could send it to you. I just like how it looks out here. It's so much different compared to home.
Yes. I bet you guys have some pretty crazy spiders out there that Mrs. Keating and I would not appreciate.
You know what? I was going to send you a picture of some wildlife out here. There's tarantulas. They migrate through this area. And diamondback rattlesnakes come through here too.
Oh my gosh. Oh my goodness.
I had a friend that lived in Arizona that she said she used to have to empty her shoes before she put them on to make sure, because the spiders are like almost transparent so you can't see them. I was done with that. I would have my shoes on like shelves somewhere or something.
So in the desert, it gets hot in the day and cold at night. Actually, 20 minutes before I hopped on the phone here, I was cuddled up in my sleeping bag, but I had to do the same thing because the tarantulas, they'll try to get in there and keep warm.
Oh,
so
no.
Oh, God.
So, Richard, you work some long shifts. So I know you were telling me last night you were guarding ammo, right? You were guarding tank ammo, and you had a 24-hour long shift, correct?
Yep, that's correct.
Oh my God, that's a long time to stay awake. You must be exhausted by now.
I'm doing all right. I still got a couple more hours to go.
Good.
It's really neat to see you. I mean, I know it's not neat for you to be doing it, but it's going to be fun for everybody to see you like in action and actually doing your job. It's a really cool aspect of it. Very cool.
I mean, it's not really anything special. You just kind of sit here and watch something for 24 hours. But I mean, it's definitely an inspiration for people to keep going on forward.
Okay. Some more photos. This is a photo that you sent us. What vehicle is this?
So that's a brand new vehicle that the Army just got. It's called the JLTV. And what happened there is someone in our unit, they wrecked it out in the field and it caught fire and they weren't able to put it out.
Oh my gosh. So in this photo, you can see a lot of stringy things. What are those stringy things? Is that insulation or tire banding, or what is that?
That's the steel wires inside your tire.
Okay. So is that kind of to help those military grade tires be resilient and strong and puncture resistant and stuff?
Yeah, it's supposed to, but it doesn't always work like that because those vehicles specifically, they always come back from the field with flat tires. I don't know what they're doing out there, but I guess the operators are looking for stuff to pop tires.
That's funny. Okay. It looks like a pretty heavy duty vehicle there.
Yeah, it was.
It was. Okay. Now here's some photos of things that you're particularly working on. Can you tell us a little bit about these two photos?
So the photo on the left, that's just a picture of where I work and the stuff that I'm around all day. It's pretty cool stuff. Like I think there's some Abrams in that picture, and there's some fueler tanks right there.
Mm-hmm.
The picture on the right, that's a computer system that I troubleshoot with like a multimeter, and I figure out the faults within that computer.
Very cool. Okay, now I just want to ask you a little bit about your path in general. So we know that in 2018 you graduated from the Troy High School, and then after that you went right into basic training, correct?
Yeah, that's correct. I went there and I spent 10 weeks there, and we learned how to push ourselves farther than we thought we could. We learned how to be resilient and be resourceful with our training, and it was a lot of fun.
Was it really?
Yeah, if I could do it again, I would.
What's some of the stuff that you do? Like how do they push you to learn learn to surpass your limits and things?
Well, you do a lot of push-ups.
What is your push-up record?
My record APFT, or they stopped doing the APFT now that in October they're starting to do a new PT test for the Army. But my last record APFT that I took was 78.
Okay, wow. That's a lot of push-ups. I know I couldn't do 78 push-ups.
Well, you got to do it in under 2 minutes too, so.
Oh my God. Well, yeah, that's a good point. I might be able to do 78 if you gave me a week. Okay. So then after basic, sorry, Mrs. Keating, go ahead.
I don't think it would take you a week. I think you'd do a little better than that.
Thanks for your confidence.
You're farm strong. You got this.
Mrs. Keating said she thinks that it would take me less than a week to do the push-ups.
Yeah.
Well, I'm sure you could do it if you had to. I'm sure you could do it in a day.
Maybe this would be one of our morning show challenges: is how many push-ups can we do? So then after basic, you went to AIT, right? What is AIT?
So AIT, that stands for Advanced Individual Training. That's where you go to get schooled on you get schooled on your MOS, and like you learn how to do your job there.
And then you specialized in water purification at AIT?
Yeah, so my MOS is called it's a quartermaster in chemical equipment repair, and I work on like big old water purification units that you can stick a hose down into a pond or something, and it'll purify the water, so that way, like if we're deployed, we can have clean drinking water.
Very cool. Then after AAT, you went into airborne school, correct?
Yeah, that's correct.
What did you learn in airborne school?
I learned how to fall tactically out of an airplane.
I was going to find some photos of the aircraft that you were jumping out of, but I don't have them in the PowerPoint. But I think you said you were jumping out of some of the AC-130 Hercules aircraft and C-17 Globemasters, and it was a blast, correct?
Yeah, it was a lot of fun. It was so much fun. If I could go back and do that somewhere, I would.
That's really cool. When I lived in Anchorage for a little while, and there was a Army base near Anchorage, and I wasn't allowed really on the Army base without an escort, but one of the restaurants that we had was very oriented to the military population, and they had burritos that were named after those aircraft. There was a Globemaster, and it was the greatest burrito that I've ever had. There was like gravy in it and all sorts of bacon and eggs. It was a breakfast burrito, hash browns, cilantro. It's one of my favorite things. So whenever I hear Globemaster, I know it's an extraordinary, awesome aircraft, but it also reminds me of the most extraordinary breakfast burrito I've ever had.
That's awesome. I'm glad that
You had to get gravy.
experience.
Thanks. So, yes, Mrs. Keating knows that a lot of my thoughts revolve around food and eating. So
It hasn't been great for me since moving there, because I feel like he talks about it and I eat it. So I'm not sure his willpower is a little bit better than mine. We're going to vow to get better with that.
yeah, well, Richie, I think when you knew me, I was probably about 60 or 70 pounds heavier than I am right now.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Well, good for you, man. Good for you. Keep it up.
Thank you. Okay, so then also on my list of things to talk about with you is just a little bit of your advice. I mean, you were a really successful student. You know, when you started, things were a little rough, and in your time in high school, things got a lot better, and now you're very successful in the Army, you know, serving our nation. What advice do you have for our students that might be in a similar boat, how, you know, to achieve success?
The advice I would have is if you do plan on going to the military, definitely talk to your recruiter and study for the ASVAB. But if you're not planning on going to the military, definitely just keep your nose out of trouble and choose the right people to hang around. Because if you don't do that, you're going to end up in the position I was in. I wasn't in the greatest positions, but definitely find yourself a mentor. Find yourself someone to talk to if you need to. Shoot, I'm sure Mr. Brenner could give you my information if you need to talk to somebody. But definitely, if you are choosing the military, go talk to a recruiter and see what you need to do.
Excellent. Thank you. Well, that concludes my questions for you, Richard. Mrs. Keating, I don't know if you have any follow-up questions or anything to say.
No, but we're so excited that you were here today. You're such a great success story for our entire Trojan family to see, and to see what you're doing. I know there's a lot of people in our building that are going to be excited to see your face today. So good luck with the new baby. We can't wait to see pictures. You have to send us pictures when she's born.
All right, I thank you very much.
All right. Thanks, Richard. We really appreciate it. Have a great day today, and I hope you get through your shift and get some good sleep without tarantulas.
Yes.
Yeah, thank you very much.
Okay, bye-bye.
Thank you. Bye.
Well, Mrs. Keating, that was really enjoyable. I really liked seeing Richie here again today, and it seems like he's doing great.
Well, I feel like I know him after all the wonderful things that we've heard. So a true success story for the Trojan family, and that's awesome. We're glad to see him doing well.
Absolutely. All right, Troy Trojans, we'd like to say goodbye to you on the morning show today. Please make sure you log in and get your work done, and we will see you tomorrow for the next edition of the morning show with special guest Matt Kier, who is also a Coast Guard veteran and an alumni of Troy. Have a great day.
Have a great day, Trojans.
Oh, Trojans, this to our joyous sounding praise of the red and white, and honor your alma mater as long as you dare to be true and do right. The good times we've had as the days speed away will hold in memory dear. We'll
Have a great day, Troy.
Happy Thursday.